Make sure to wind your watches. This is Felicity Was Here. Welcome back to Felicity Was Here. I'm Heather.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Dr. Joe.
And today we're discussing Felicity Season 2, Episode 22, Final Answer. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Doing well.
That's maybe like not, well, I am. I'm great.
Well,
You?
Good. Yeah, I feel like I'm riding a high still from our last episode when we had the Better Sweater Productions folks on. It was just so exciting to hear about a revival, and I was really pleased with all of our listeners and the feedback that we got on Instagram and whatnot. So yeah, I'm still just really excited about that, and these are some great episodes too. So this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely want to know what happens next.
Yes,
I know
that's
that
perfect.
this whole process is going to be a very long one for them. I can wait.
Some things are worth waiting for, as
Yeah.
Elena says.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a dork. I love it.
Like Emily said, I often have a lot of Felicity quotes running through my brain at all times, and you all actually understand what
That
I'm
was a
talking
really
about.
good one.
Thank you.
A good one. Well placed. Well timed.
Thank you. Well, we are 2 episodes away from the end of Season 2. I can't believe it. I feel like these seasons go by faster each season.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one we're on our finals episode, which I always love. Finals shenanigans. They're so fun.
So much shenanigans. Oh my goodness.
So as a reminder, last time Ben won Felicity's heart after recreating the gold rush date that he bailed on at the beginning of sophomore year. Noel and Ruby also reignited their romance after an intimate movie night, despite Wade being in town. And Elena decided she would wait to have sex with Tracy, who's waiting for marriage. And Javier got engaged to Samuel. So much happened, and a lot is going to happen in this one too. So Final Answer was written by Jennifer Levin and Josh Rhimes and directed by Randy Zisk. So we open on Richard, Sean, and Megan with their ears to Ben's door, trying to listen for Ben and Felicity getting it on. So Julie and Ruby then approach, and Sean gets his spy camera for his documentary, and Megan says that they remind her of 2 creepy pornographers, wait for it, that she used to date. But Richard really wants them to be getting it on in there because it'd be great for their documentary. So Sean gets his little spy camera under the doors, sees some sheets, and then sees Ben mooning them and Felicity flashing them, which Megan says, that's my girl. She's so proud of Felicity's growth.
It is different for her. That seems like kind of out of character. So I was like, is he like being really, really silly, or is this for real?
I think it was for real. I think she's so giddy and like on a high being with Ben. She's just like, no more inhibitions.
Let her ride.
Yeah.
Let it go.
She's a whole new Felicity.
I can accept that.
I just thought it was so creepy that they were listening. Like, I would never want to hear my friends' sounds of having sex, ever. Especially, like, the camera. Like, ew, what?
The camera's a lot. Like,
was
that's
too
right.
much.
But if you think about it from like a Bachelor Real Housewives perspective, they're filming a reality show. That's what they do. That's what those producers do. They get in there, and then in the editing
All
room,
up
they
in
like
there.
put like breathing and stuff
Oh.
over scenes that didn't even happen.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
And then the caption will say heavy
Oh.
breathing.
Heavy breathing.
So real.
Skin.
Yeah, he would have been made for Bravo for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's maybe they can include that in the revival. Like he could work for Bravo. That would be so funny. Work for
Entrepreneurship didn't work out, but he has a career in
or
producing
like
reality
that's, like,
TV.
Yeah, his side gig.
Yeah. You don't generally want to listen to your friends, but from the producer's perspective, that made a lot of sense to me. So then we see after Felicity and Ben's gold rush date on the rooftop there in Ben's room, canoodling, and Felicity tells Sally that last night was the most romantic night of my life. We talked about everything, nothing, I don't even know, just about how much we missed each other, and that it was just a relief to be together again. And I'm going to pause there. If I were Ben, I'd be like, whoa, let's calm down. I don't know. The whole like, oh, it was a relief. I'm like, you dated for like 2 weeks before. I don't know. That was a little much. If I were Ben, I'd be like, okay, let's not get too serious. Like,
I think a relief to be together, not again, but like together now. Like, because so much tension had been building up.
okay.
Like, more present day focus, not like, oh, we're reunited and it feels so good because they were barely united to begin with. Yeah. That makes sense. That would be weird to say.
Well, why would Ben be freaked out by it? He's the one who said he loved her and all that stuff.
Not yet.
So
I mean,
that didn't
he
happen
said
yet?
it with his body and with his canister, his film canister.
Yeah, that's what I'm
said it
saying.
with his
Like,
body.
Like, do you see his eyes? Like, he said it, okay?
No, he didn't say the big L yet.
Oh, okay.
What did he say? That it was the biggest mistake of his life, letting
Yeah.
her go and all that stuff. I know. It's just,
Paraphrasing.
yeah. It was. It's a relief to be together. I don't know. The phrasing I just thought
That
was
was weird.
funny. So then Ben
Because
also
there's no chasing. You know, I think the relief would be like he doesn't have to like go take a taxi cab for like hours and get punched in the face and like all this other stuff.
like we don't
maybe
have to
that part's
pretend. We
a-
don't have to hide our feelings
Yeah.
anymore. We can just
that energy that was being put into not being together but wanting to be together. That seems exhausting.
having to date Greg. Ugh,
I mean, yeah,
to
like
prove a point.
ew. That would be a relief to not be with him and be with Ben. Yes, yeah.
So then Ben also told Felicity that his mom can't pay for college anymore, so he got a job for the summer in Palo Alto. So Felicity's very excited because her and Ben are going to spend the whole summer together back at home. So she barely slept the whole night, but she is just so stinking happy. So we see them in bed together, and now they're talking about those courier tickets again, back when, they wanted to drop out of school together after the pool incident. So they're talking about all the places they could go: London, Bali, Australia, Hawaii, Africa. But before all of this daydreaming, they have finals to get through. So all she can concentrate on is Ben, but they've got to study for finals. So Felicity and Ben are studying in the library together, and behind Felicity are two people making out behind her. So commenting on how super distracting it all is. Like, yeah, I mean, they could go somewhere private. And then Felicity asks, you want to go somewhere private? Ben's like, yeah, let's go. It's just they're so horny. It's so funny.
Well, yeah. Who wouldn't be horny for someone who can tell you they love you with their body, right?
Where would you go on a trip with Ben? Where would your dream travel destination be with Ben?
A cabin in the mountains.
Oh, she going to Rhinebeck.
Not
Or Poconos.
No.
Isn't that in New York and in the mountains?
Okay, I
Aren't the
would go
Poconos
somewhere
mountains?
fancier than that. Thank you. We go to Montana, cozy up by the fire. Mm-hmm. What
Is
about
that
you
where
guys?
Yellowstone is? Or is that Wyoming? I don't know.
Yeah, Yellowstone's in actually both. It crosses over both.
Yeah.
Where would you go, Heather?
With that? I thought that was a
So
question
outrageous.
for Melissa. I mean, he's a swimmer, right? So I feel like you got to go somewhere with water and like a beach where I can get him in his swimsuit. So maybe Hawaii or no, Bali. Felicity's suggestion of Bali. That's where I would go.
Dr. Joe?
Yep. What about you now?
So I don't know that I could tolerate a long flight, but maybe like a Fiji.
Whoa.
Ooh, yeah, that's
I don't think it's actually too bad from California.
girl. I don't think I can fly that long. Like, I think I'd really lose my mind, but
Well, maybe teleportation will be invented soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And I love that the finals episodes are always like people making out in the library. Like, I love that they carried the tradition. I like it. I mean, my finals were never this exciting, so I'm happy for them. All I did was study. So then at a bodega, Sean and Julia are shopping, and he's helping her pick out all the stuff that she needs to prep for finals and get through it. And he finally asks her, maybe after finals, would she go out with him? And she says, okay.
it's the most enthusiastic, okay, heard around the world.
Yeah, like, wow, that's what you want to hear. And then she says, if I survive, like as a little joke at the end, like, ha ha ha. If I survive. He's like, oh, you'll survive. And he's excited because of course he is. So sad.
He's so excited. It's so sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She just didn't want to say no.
It's like, the goggles. Like, it's like, come on, perceive reality. Like, this person's not super, super excited. She could have, if it was just a smidge more enthusiastic, then I would have been like, okay, I'll take it. Like, just let me get in front of her and have this date and I'll, like, blow her mind. But it was just so hesitant and so, like, like, do you want to pick me up from the airport? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Can you help me move?
Okay.
Are you free Sunday?
Like, yeah, if there's pizza, okay.
That's the thing. She didn't want to say no, even though she wanted to say no. But then she didn't even try to make it look like she actually wanted to go. Like, it was just so bad. The whole thing was bad.
And he ignored all of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. She said yes, so he's excited. So then at Noel's, Ruby is studying with him, and she tells him that she can't hang out that night because she's seeing Wade. And then she drops a bomb on Noel that Wade asked her to marry him and told her how much he wants to be in the baby's life and that a lot of people get married for much less than that.
Romantique.
Yikes. Yeah.
Just sweep me off my feet, why don't you?
The proposal every girl dreams of.
That's what I used to journal about when I was a little girl.
So then Noel says, well, as your friend and former perceived father of this baby, that's a crazy idea. So she, I guess, says logically, like, Wade could support her and that she thinks it would be the best thing for the baby. Which, again, I think is wild. She wasn't even going to tell Wade. She was going to do the whole thing on her own. And now she's like, oh, yeah, I'll do this because then he can support me. I mean, I guess, like, now that he is in the baby's life, take it, you know. But, like, wouldn't he pay for the kid anyway because it's his kid? Why do you have to be married?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. The marriage part is silly. Well,
I mean, yeah, you can have support without being married.
That's true. But, like, he could pay for daycare so that she can go to work and also support herself then, you know?
But he could support her. Not just the baby. She could be supported with her college dropout ass.
Yeah. 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 But yes, she didn't. But yeah, she didn't say no. And she's now, saying that this would be the best thing for the baby to marry this stranger dude. Okay.
I mean, I don't think she thought this through. Oh, what a surprise. But, it just happened last night. Like, didn't he just propose, like, seemingly the night before? So yes, of course, it hasn't had a lot of time to kind of percolate and, like, be like, oh, maybe I should slow down and really think about this. So it's fine. It's fine. Knee-jerk reactions like, yeah, that tracks. That makes sense.
So then later, the girls are all sitting outside on the steps in front of, I guess, a lecture hall or something, giving Gossip Girl vibes. And they're grilling Felicity for details on her and Ben. Elena asks if they had sex. She says no. Megan says, ugh, what a waste. And Elena agrees. She's like, you could have sex and don't, but, like, I can't have sex and I would. And then Megan blurts out of nowhere, I think Sean is cute. But then she says, but what do I know? Like, after Greg, I'm in the mood for anyone. And then they're a weird match. I think we know this, right?
Agree.
I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a weird match. So then Elena says, like, oh yeah, Julie's apparently in the mood for anyone too. Julie's like, what do you mean? She's like, well, if you like Noel, why are you going out with Sean? And Julie says, I like Sean too. He makes me laugh. And oh, here it is, the truth. Oh, and I couldn't say no when he asked me out. Elena says, you're gonna break his heart. But then Julie says, well, maybe it'll work out and we'll just have the best time. Again, repeats, I think Sean's cute. And Julie fucking grimaces.
Her face, oh my gosh. That look on her face was something else.
I thought she was just grimacing because, like, she was literally just talking about going on a date with Sean, and Megan keeps just saying, I think he's cute. Like, she wants to date him. I didn't think Julie was like,
Julie
ew,
care?
no, he's not. I don't know.
No, I think it was like a territorial thing. Like, I can't believe you're sitting here saying this about somebody I'm about to go on a date with, even though she could have
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's what I mean. I don't think she was making a face like, Sean's ugly. What? No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it
That's
was the
what I got out
thing.
of that. It was like, really? Sean?
I think she was offended because...
Yeah.
But she doesn't fucking like him. Why does she care?
Megan's so tacky that way to just be like put it out there like, well, I think he's cute and I want a piece of that. Like, it's like, hello, I'm talking about going on a date with him. Why are you saying this? It's a territorial thing. It's just like
I hate it all.
Julie being Julie.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Let's do a poll.
Oh man. Yes, we'll do a poll. Is Julie the worst? Okay.
Perhaps we're entering a new era. So maybe in season 3, I'll start launching polls every week. Like every few days, there will be a new poll.
So then, at the loft, Megan is now making a lot of noise while Felicity and Ben try to study because she's making some smart cookies, which includes, you guessed it, smart powder, the beet powder from last year. She just said last year it tasted so bad, so no one could stomach it. So now she's going to make it into delicious cookie form. So she leaves the loft for more ingredients. So Felicity and Ben are left alone to study and, of course, make out some more. Then at Elena's, Tracy's trying to study with her, but he shuts his book and says, let's have sex. Elena's shocked, of course, and then he says, I gotta go take a test. Elena's like, excuse me, you can't just drop a bomb like that and go take some test. So Tracy says that he, thought about his morals and his faith and all that stuff he said, but then he sees her in that tube top she has on, and he forgets all about that. She's like, oh, so it's working. Which,
damn.
I mean, she can wear a headband around her ass and look great. Like, of course the tube top is working. She's amazing.
She just has to show up.
Yeah. So he does leave for his test, but they will, I guess, chat about it later.
Did any of you make these cookies? I want some cookies. I want these super cookies. Smart cookies.
I have not. I really dislike beets, though.
I don't hate them anymore.
I like beets. Well, if they're like really good and fresh, they kind of already are sweet on their own. But yes, they reminded me of just like plain sugar cookies with like red sugar sprinkled on top. So you could like make something that looks like them.
Yeah,
You don't have to actually put beets in it. Yeah.
Okay.
But then Julie says there's chocolate chips in them too. So I don't know. So then back at the loft, Felicity and Ben are still making out. It's going to be a common thread this episode. And then she's like, oh my God, who are we? We're kidding ourselves here. We can't keep making out. We have finals. So we just have to stay apart until finals are done. Her and Ben agree. It's going to be a couple of days that they spend apart. They'll finish their finals and then they can do whatever they want. So Felicity goes to leave for the library, but not without a very steamy goodbye kiss from Ben. And I gotta say, the shirt tug
Yowzers.
of my life.
Holy shit.
Bravo. Carrie Russell, Speedman, director, whoever decided to put that in there.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need a fan. So then in her art history lecture, Professor Morton is talking about Manet and the Impressionists' rejection of romanticism and the final exam while Felicity is daydreaming.
I was like, why she pronounce Monet wrong? Just kidding.
You're like typing in the notes. This stupid bitch pronounced this. Let's make fun of her.
Oh, I know I don't know things.
Some professor she is.
That's what you get for going to fake university.
Oh, man. So after the lecture, Professor Morton asks to speak with her. Apparently, Felicity had asked her earlier in the year if she knew of any internships, and she didn't know at the time. But now Morton has been asked to assist, of course, at the Met this summer for a French Impressionism exhibit. And she's now offered Felicity the internship if she does well on her final exam. She's been impressed with her work. So if all goes well for the final, she'd be happy to talk to Felicity about the internship. So Felicity is super flattered. And then she's like, wait a minute. That means I'd be in New York all summer. She's like, yeah, we'd be in New York, like working at the fucking Met all summer. Boo. So yeah, Felicity is now distraught. What do we do? And of course it's the Met.
Hey, this is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you knew all this time that her work was consistent. So I'm kind of like, why does it have to hinge on the final? I understand, like plot wise, but I'm like, if you, what could be so different about the final that would kind of like tilt it one way or the other to be like, no, this entire semester's worth of work, outstanding as it was, the final like trashed it, so it's a no for me, dog. Like, why would that all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous, but I understand mechanically why they have to do it this way. It's just kind of like, Yeah, it's like you don't know yet.
Maybe it was like neck and neck with another
What?
student, but like the other student didn't take the initiative to ask about an internship, but like, oh, maybe I would offer it to this other person anyway. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. I didn't really think about it before just now.
Yeah.
I just accepted it as truth. The fact that it's the Met is what annoyed me. I'm like, of course. It's
Oh,
not like,
yeah.
oh, it's a small little gallery.
Yeah.
You know, it's the Met. Okay.
And also, like, Felicity's major isn't specifically art history or anything. Like, what? Also, I feel like a lot of teen shows, like, do this plot where the girl gets offered some kind of fancy internship. Most of the time it's in Paris. And then has to decide.
I was going to say France. She
Or
didn't go to
Europe or
France.
something, yeah. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, did Topanga turn something down for Corey or something in Boy Meets World?
Oh, yeah.
She turned down like fucking Yale.
Oh, like a
for
whole
Corey.
Yale?
Yes, that's
Something
right.
like
Mhm.
Ivy League. Like
That's-
Ivy League school to go
That's
to
very
whatever.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Selfish. He was no good. I don't like opening up that can of worms. But I feel like a lot of people would agree at this point. Like,
I think in hindsight, we've realized that about Corey. Yeah.
yeah, in hindsight, exactly. Like, adults would be like, Corey really sucked. I saw some TikTok about it and I was like, oh my God. Well, the stakes have to be so high. We've got some high stakes in this episode. We've got financial crisis for Ben. We've got finals for both of them. And we've got this whole, like, maybe yes, maybe no internship opportunity. I mean, I appreciate the stakes, but I'm like,
And I mean, Ruby maybe getting
Yeah.
married. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of high stakes here. Tracy might give up his virginity. Yeah. Yeah. Everything's like snowballing to this moment.
I feel like that happens a lot in like the penultimate episode, even more so than the finale. Like the one right before is the one where like all these big juicy things happen.
So now we get one of my favorite things in the show is the finals countdown clock. So now we get the countdown. It's 2 days until the art history final. So Felicity and Ben are both working at Dean and DeLuca in the back room. She's telling him about the internship and he thinks it's awesome. But, you know, he's still a little upset that she'll be in New York all summer. So she's like, ugh, I don't want to not see you for months. But Ben says, don't turn it down before you get it. Just do great on the final, get the offer, and we'll deal with it then. And I gotta say, 10 out of 10 response from him. So good. Second only to the shirt tug. I'm definitely Team Ben this episode, but
Yes.
Fucking love it. That's like the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life.
yeah.
He's so supportive over and over and over again. It's like the hottest thing ever. 'Cause he really, truly was not pressuring her at all. And I like that they didn't do that thing where, like, in other shows, like, oh, well, he wasn't super disappointed, so that means he doesn't like me. And, like, do, like, this, like, weird, like, baby, like, pouty, like, tantrumy thing. Like, oh, he didn't fight for me, so that means, like, our relationship is bullshit. Like, I'm glad that they didn't do that. Because that is so fucking annoying. And that I can't think of off the top of my head, but I've seen that too many times. So I'm glad they didn't go that direction.
I want you to ask me to stay. Yeah.
It's very respectful.
And just that, like, you could see he's a great actor. Like, you can see on his face that he was bummed, but also he
Like-
was like, no, like, this is a
Yeah,
great
like, proud of
opportunity
her.
for you. And he was going to deal with it anyway. Yeah. And wasn't just like, oh, well, if you don't want to go, you don't want to go. He's like, no, like, do good on the test. We'll deal with it.
Mature.
We'll cross
That's
that
so
bridge later.
mature.
So of course, she kisses him. Yeah.
I need a spray bottle.
She kisses him because he's so sweet. And Javier busts in on them then, sees them kissing, and he's so excited.
freaking
He's their
cute.
Cupid, got them back together.
Stupid.
So Javier reminds them that he's getting married next week already. Very fast engagement or short engagement. But he has a little announcement or favor to ask and a gift for Ben. And he said it's for all their ushers. He wants them to ush for them. Oh, so cute. And so as Ben's opening it up, he's taking too long. And he's like, okay, you're taking too long. It's a watch. He's like, oh, it's movement. It's like, oh, what did he say? Motion censored. And that when you wind it like, it's even better than the pumping up mattresses last week. We have to do this. So yeah, we're not a video podcast, but you know, it's like you're going, whoo.
I knew you were gonna say that because that's the motion you do.
Yes.
I don't know what else to. I mean, I guess fist bump is more like that's Jersey Shore, right?
And no,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was definitely the Senior Hall wind.
Circling of the fist.
Yes, thank you. So I don't know who's making this watch, but that's how you wind it up. So then Javier asks Felicity to be his best man, which she says yes to. So that's very cute. But it did remind me, Dr. Joe, of what you said last week, that like it's weird that you're asking college kids to stand up like you have no one else in your life to stand up for you. But I mean, it's cute because those are the main characters of the show. But yeah, it's like really 2 college kids. You have ushers, and your best man is a sophomore in college that works for you. Okay.
Does he have no adult friends in his life?
So then at Epstein, Julie and Noel are now studying together, and Noel is staring off into space. Julie says it's not that she doesn't love sitting there quietly with him, but if he wants to talk. So Noel tells her about Wade and says that if the baby was his, he would definitely marry her. But now he's like, I don't know, maybe someday he could think about doing that still.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you do that?
So Julie says that if Noel thinks that he can be there for Ruby like that, then he should tell her.
Yeah.
Well, and then she's advising him to like confess his feelings to Ruby, but then later Max on him. Like I don't understand her at all. And anytime you hang out, all he does is talk about Ruby. That's it. That's like all they do together is talk about Ruby.
Yeah.
This is just astounding. Like how much he was not present with her, and she's still like pining, and she's got like her red top and her red lipstick, like, and he's just like not even there. He's not in the same room with you, girl. Like, why are you even entertaining this at all? I don't know. Maybe that's like some deeper thing. Like if I'm gonna do some analysis stuff, like just her not really wanting to be committed to anybody, you know, like sure, like a fear of commitment type of thing. So she's going to be interested in someone who's clearly not interested in her and never was, and she was never interested in him. And it's like, I don't know, maybe that protects her, like gives her something to like think about and focus on without having like the emotional risks attached to it or something. But I don't think that the show was trying to be that deep. I'm just trying to reach here to like soften the blow of this shit show that is them.
I may be too generous here, but on the Noel side of things, do we recognize any growth on his part here? That he all of a sudden is now willing to be there for Ruby in this way? Like got over his jealousy that she quote unquote cheated or all that stuff growing from last year, or no? Like that he could get over something like that and still want to be with her and
It might be, but I wonder if it's because somebody else is presenting like a competition for him, because he feels very competitive. Like his insecurity is like aligned usually with some sort of competing with somebody else for whoever his love interest is. So I don't think that he would have been like, you know, I could see myself marrying her someday, maybe. If that conversation had never come up from Wade, like if that never got adjusted, I don't think he would have landed on that naturally. I think it just accelerated that thinking process and helped him get there.
maybe not the marriage part, but I mean like just like being with her romantically and supporting her and all that. Like the day before they were on a date and kissing and sleeping and all that.
That sounds like some growth, I suppose. But well, again, Wade was still in the background of that because he was coming over and like they had already talked. Like it seemed like it like raised the stakes for him when Wade was in the picture. Like before, it was just kind of like, oh, I don't know, like this is kind of crazy, and like it grew more after Wade was reintroduced into the equation. It seems. Nope, I don't know. I may be misremembering.
Timeline wise, yeah.
To me, it kind of just felt like he was getting caught up in how things used to feel, like when they were watching the movie and snuggling. And I think he really wasn't thinking deeply about how their life would actually look a lot different than that if they got back together, like once the baby came. So I think he was just kind of caught up in the nostalgia, and obviously he still has feelings for her, but once the baby comes and their lives are completely different, would those feelings be the same? Probably not.
Yeah, and he probably just like didn't want to lose her.
Yeah.
You know, like no matter the situation, like going home to the parents or with Wade, like he's gonna lose her then. Yeah, that's fair. So then at the loft, Richard is giving Sean advice on his date with Julie. What could go wrong? So Sean is smelling Megan's cookies, cooking in the background, and tells her that they smell good. Hey, girl, what you got? Not a euphemism. Literally, she's baking cookies. Yeah, Richard is like obsessed with helicopters and boat rides and all kinds of crazy dates. And so then Ben comes home and Sean asks his advice about where to take Julie on his date. And Ben says it's not where you go, it's who you're with. Also very, very insightful.
So wise.
Also, oh my gosh, I thought of a new idea for a Bravo show that Richard could be in charge of. It could be like a dating show, like a rebellion dating show, and like extreme dating.
Come on. People would watch that. You know they would. Yeah. Did that exist? Like, I feel like that would have existed on MTV back in the day. You know, like the dating on the bus and the room raiders, and like I feel like that's something that MTV would have had on in the 2000s. Yeah, like go jump out of a plane together.
Because they have like those dating shows, like Love Island-ish type of stuff, where like they have like cutesy like little like adventure, like mini adventure stuff, but like extreme dating would be a really cool.
So then Ben sits down and tells them about Felicity's internship. So Sean and Richard tell him that he's got to go all out, get a hotel room, and just have the most romantic night possible before, you know, they potentially have to split up all summer. So Ben likes that idea. What, you know, again, I'm sure it'll go really well talking to Sean and Richard for dating advice. So Felicity's studying at the library and tells Sally that her and Ben have been doing so good, haven't seen each other until all of Ben's finals were over. So Ben drops by the library and shows her that he got a hotel room for them that night. He's like, oh, well, I'm not going to learn anything in the next 4 hours. Let's go now. All done studying.
He even said, like, you don't have to. Like we can wait until you're done. Like, he wasn't pressuring her or anything.
He said they could go after the final.
Treat her when she was done.
They can celebrate. She's like, no, let's go. Again, let's go somewhere private.
I mean, can you blame her?
And then Noel, meanwhile, talks to Ruby about Wade. He says that he's got to give Wade credit, you know, to be involved with the baby. But, like, do you really care about him like that? She's like, no, I barely know him. So Noel then says that he thinks she should stay with him. And that if having a father or husband around is that important to her, then they can discuss that. And Ruby tells him that she's been waiting so long to hear him say those things, but she's been talking to her parents and they want her to come home and they're going to help take care of her and the baby, which to me makes a lot of sense.
Yes, yeah. That's the best option.
Sensible, yes.
God bless them.
Oh, man. Just a crazy situation. I feel bad for them. They were cute together.
I'm glad that parents are supportive, though, you know, because it could be even worse. Like, this is already a nightmare type of thing happening, and it's good that they want to be there for her.
And then she doesn't have to feel the pressure of, like, getting married to a stranger. Yeah, getting into a marriage that she doesn't want to be in or that might not go well just because, yeah, he can take care of her. So, yeah, that's the best option.
Yeah, like, they're grown-ups. They have maybe a little bit more knowledge than she does about how to take care of her baby. So that would probably be really helpful.
And, like, again, Noel, too, like, it goes back to everything he was talking about when he found out she was pregnant originally. Like, are they going to drop out of school? Is he going to get a job? What kind of job could he get at this point that would support a family? So, yeah, I don't even want to think about it. All right, now it's 1 hour and 28 minutes until the art history final. Ben and Felicity are getting settled in at the hotel room, joking about the bed and how comfy it is, so much better than the air mattresses. And they start kissing. So then she takes his fancy new usher watch off his wrist and puts it on the nightstand. Says they have an hour and a half before her final to mess around. So then back at the loft, Elena is chatting with Megan about Tracy. And Megan tells Elena not to have sex with him, that she'll regret it. She says once God gets in the picture, it's just bad news. Like, if you have sex with a religious virgin, it's like he's breaking up with God to date you. She says you don't want to be the Yoko in a man's relationship with the Lord. Because she knows from experience it happened with her and Chad Savage. She slept with him, led to a nervous breakdown that he's only just recovered from. So she says, don't go to bed with Tracy. Go to church with Tracy. At least until he sleeps with someone else, and then you can bone all you want. Which kind of makes sense.
Not terrible advice from Megan. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Or yeah, he regrets it. Like, do you want someone to regret sleeping with you? No. And then maybe resent you for it later too?
That could have been a really serious, like a crisis of faith type of thing. Like, those are easy to get over.
And it seemed like it came out of nowhere for Tracy too. It's like, have you really thought about this? You know, it was just like, let's have sex.
Yeah, let's say she's like, okay, let's do this. And then he like hates everything. Like, maybe he doesn't get hospitalized, but he's just like, you ruined my life, you ruined my fucking soul. So like, fuck you.
It just, yeah, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. It's not like they've been dating for months and they've said, I love you and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, you know what? This makes sense for us. It just kind of came out of nowhere.
Wildly dissimilar to like when Felicity was trying to get it over with too. Probably, you know, I hadn't made that connection until you just said it right now. I was like, oh, that reminds me of that, like just like that urgency, like, well, like let's just get past this kind of thing. Which she wasn't necessarily framing it that way, but it feels like a similar-ish vibe. Like, yeah, let's just do it, and like just really downplay it after he had built it up so much.
And then this thing won't be hanging over us anymore. Yeah, or between us. Well, fun fact about Chad Savage. He's actually a producer on Felicity. So, yeah, that's funny.
I'm like, I recognize that name. So like, that's familiar.
Yeah, like you might see it in the credits every time, and they do this a few times on the show. There's more coming up, so love that. Yeah, Chad Savage. All right, now it's 50 minutes until the art history final. So Ben and Felicity are still messing around, and then she pauses. She doesn't want to feel rushed. Ben says, no, there's no rush. You go take your test, come back. We've got all night. So she's like, oh, okay, good. So they start kissing again, but then we see the watch stop. Because
see, if he would have kept it up, like, he would have been moving around quite a bit. Like,
I know, I'm like, why do you have to take the watch off? Like, he can look at it better if it's on his wrist. But
and it's not like super bulky or anything. It looks pretty like sleek and slim. Like, it wouldn't have like
not like glasses,
knocked anybody's teeth out or punched somebody in the eye with it. Like, it's cool.
Not like something here that you want out of the way.
Right.
Well, now it's 37 minutes until the art history final, with Felicity and Ben still getting freaky. She asks him what time it is. Ben looks at the watch and says it's 10 after 4. And now we got a lot of quick going back and forth between all the different characters. So then we go to the loft where Noel is now eating smart cookies and Julie is sitting obnoxiously close to him on the couch, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells her that he's feeling weird. Julie's like, oh, are they good? I haven't had one yet. And Noel feeds her one.
Of course he is.
Because he's on beet powder now. So now Julie's thinking she's got the signal. She's like, oh, that was the signal. I'm good to go. Like, we are cleared for landing. So then meanwhile, Richard and Sean are shopping for his date with Julie, flowers and talking about what he should wear. Richard says not horizontal stripes because they make his ass look huge. And then, yeah, asking Sean where he's taking her. And Sean says, yeah, well, you know, Ben, like Ben said, it's who you're with, not where you're going. Richard says, you're no Ben, okay? Ouch. Oh, funny. Richard again, just MVP. So then Sean's like, don't worry about it. I have a reservation at Café des Artistes, which I'm assuming is a very fancy New York restaurant because Richard says, oh, check out Mr. Fancy Pants. So then we go to Elena and Tracy, who are going to Elena's apartment after their final. They're celebrating that they're all done with tests and they're officially juniors. Elena says she feels more mature already. So Tracy kisses her and says, oh, if you're so mature, maybe we should go and finish this in your room with the door closed and locked. So she's ignoring Megan's advice for the time being, but we shall see. So now it's 15 minutes until the art history final. Felicity and Ben are still going at it in that hotel room. And now Elena and Tracy are making out in the bedroom. And Julie is with Noel and she tells him that she's glad they're hanging out. He's like, yeah, it's cheering me up. She says, oh, being with you always puts me in a good mood. He's like, oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, because he's high.
Exactly.
I mean, like, he's not like an Eeyore or downer, but he's not like the first person to be like, oh, like every time I hang out with him, he puts me in a good mood kind of person. Like, I mean, he seems pleasant to be around.
Well, and also, like, you can be in a good mood around your friends. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have a crunch on someone, it's going to put you in a good mood no matter what he's like.
Got them crunch goggles.
True.
She got crunch. She got a
Crunch goggles.
So then it's 1 minute until the art history final, and Felicity and Ben they're just in way too deep. So she asks what time it is.
You need to spray the spray bottle.
No.
But like at this point, there's no going back. Dr. Joe. I just mean like they're past the point of no return. Like, yeah, like clothes are off, they're under the sheets. She's like, what time is it? As if anyone cares. He says 10 after 4. She's like, wasn't it just 10 after 4? Ben's like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck do you expect from me right now? Oh, it's so funny. And now it's 5 o'clock. The art history final is right now. Professor Morton is passing out the exams. Now, Elena and Tracy are making out, but she pauses and asks him if he has anyone else on his mind, any all-powerful entity. Tracy's like, never mind, nothing. And back to foreplay. And now Sean and Richard are outside the loft. They have flowers. He's got his suit. And they arrive back at the loft ready for his date with Julie. We go into the loft. Noel is chewing his cookies, eating some more smart powder. It's like, I feel weird. Julie says, yeah, me too. And she like, that's what girls write in their journals. Like, I feel weird. So romantic. So she leans in to kiss him. And at the hotel, Felicity and Ben are really into it. Now we get a split screen with the lecture hall taking the test while they're getting freaky. And now Julie and Noel are fully making out. And then she asks if he's okay. She can feel his heart beating.
Oh my gosh.
Noel asks what was in the cookies. She's like, chocolate chips. And then keeps kissing him right as Sean and Richard come home. That's how she was like, chocolate chip. Hated it. Like, you asked if he's okay, and now you're like, chocolate chips, and then you keep kissing him. So yeah, Sean and Richard come home. Sean is shocked. Richard says, you slut.
Oh, Lord.
Which
I
also
laughed
reminded
so
me
hard.
of the finale episode when he catches Felicity and Noel. And you're not fit to be an art. I mean,
my
the parallels.
God.
I love it.
That's wonderful.
And then Elena too stops with Tracy and says she can't compete. Tracy says, with who? She says, the Lord. I love the hijinks so much. It's so good. So now it's 6:23. The art history final is way over. Felicity says she should probably get going now. What time is it? Says 10 after 4. Well, now it dawns on Felicity like, no, okay, now I'm pretty sure you've said 10 after 4 before. So now she checks the watch herself and then looks at the hotel clock and says, oh my God, it's after 6, and everything unravels. Back at the loft, Sean says to Noel, how could you make a move on Julie? And Noel says, I didn't make a move on her. She made a move. She made a move on me. She made a move on me, which again, Noel's hilarious in these beat moments. And Megan comes home to the loft at the same time, says, oh crap, did you eat the smart cookies? There's smart powder in those. And Noel says, but it makes me hyper. It makes me really hyper. Just, Noel is funny in scene when he's hyped up on beats. Makes me hyper, makes me really hyper. And Richard says, yeah, hypersexual. And just how like fast paced it is. It's so good.
And there's a car alarm going off in the background too. Did you hear it?
I didn't notice that. No. That's funny.
Yeah, because I was like, there's a sound that's going crazy in the background, and it's a car alarm. It's just like just going nuts. And it's just like really heightens everything.
That's funny. Well, so then Megan says, well, it's not his fault. It's the beats. Noel says the room is spinning. He does not feel well while Megan's cracking up. Then Julie asks Noel if he wants to sit down. He's like, no, I'm like not doing well, but no. To which Megan says, have another one. Have another smart cookie. Keep going and make this continue. So now Tracy and Elena are fighting. Tracy says, what does God have to do with this? And Elena says that she doesn't want him to end up in a mental institution. Tracy's like, gee, thanks. What the fuck are you talking about? So Elena says, look, you have spring fever. That's no reason to give up on your beliefs. He's like, well, what if I want to? She says, well, don't do it with me then. He's like, what, you'd rather I'd sleep with someone else? She's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. So then Felicity and Ben are now arguing. She said, did you do this on purpose? He's like, you're wanted to come here early. She's like, yeah, but you purposely didn't wind the watch. He's like, you don't wind the watch. You do. She's like, fine, then you purposely didn't. Oh, God, it's so good. And so then back at the loft, Sean is still arguing and says, Julie, we had a date. Well, he didn't say Julie. He's saying it to Julie, but he said, we had a date. And Noel said, no, we didn't have a date. I know who I have dates with. He says, not you, Julie. Megan is like, ugh, I wish I had my video camera for this. Julie says, well, we didn't have a date until tomorrow. Technicality. And Sean says, yeah, so you could study, not kiss Noel. Richard says, you should take her to cafeterias. He just like doesn't. He's like a dog with a bone. He does not let it go. I love it. Which is also funny because he's also friends with Noel now, and he's like ragging on him. It's just, yeah, it's funny. So then, of course, as Sean says, not kiss Noel, Ruby appears and asks, who kissed Noel? They say Julie. Then we go back to Elena's where she says she's leaving, even though it's her place. That's how strongly she feels about this. And then at the loft, Ruby also leaves. Noel runs after her. And I think it was my best friend's wedding where they said, like, who's he running after? That's the one that he wants. You know, at the end when he's like running after Cameron Diaz and Julia Roberts is running after him. And I think Rupert Everett was like, wait, but he's not running after you. He's running after her. And like, that's what I thought of in this situation. He's like running after Ruby. I'm like, not you, Julie. Take the hint. So yeah, Noel is not into Julie like that. Then we go back to the hotel. Felicity now leaves the hotel room to try to save her art history grade. Ben calls after her, you know I didn't do this on purpose, as she leaves. And as much as I love Ben in this episode, he looks like such a like doofus guy. That moment,
Yeah.
because he's just like sitting up like, you know I didn't do this on purpose. I don't know. I thought it was very funny, but I'm like, what a doofus.
Yeah.
He was love drunk, I guess I will say.
Well, she definitely was.
They both were.
Yeah.
Then later at the hotel, Sean dropped by for a visit with Ben and to eat everything in their mini fridge. So Ben is telling Sean that Felicity thinks that he did it on purpose, like he was trying to sabotage her exam and the internship. And he's like, you know, maybe I did see the clock, but like it didn't register in that little brain of his. And Sean isn't really paying attention. He's like, I'm going to eat all the candy in this fridge. Ben's like, well, it's kind of expensive. Sean says, well, I'm in an expensive mood.
I love
Like,
that. I'm going to use that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like, that is my line. That resonated so deep.
But also, Sean's not the one paying for it. Ben is. Like, unless he's going to bill him for it later, like deduct it from rent.
He needs treats. I want some of that chocolate now.
But you could go to the corner store and get like in bulk Halloween candy that's like way cheaper than that
Same
stuff. Like,
thing.
why go to the hotel for a smaller thing of way more expensive? Yeah, I don't think he's
Because that's where his friend's at.
Yeah, but he's
Well,
not
he's
even,
in
like,
emotion
listening to
mind.
Ben.
He's not in rational mind. He's in emotion mind.
Okay, he's not in wise mind.
Nope. Nowhere near it.
So yeah, he's in an expensive mood. Ben's like, oh man, don't be depressed about Julie. Sean's like, okay, don't breathe there. Felicity
Dramatic.
Which
I appreciate.
Back. I mean, yeah, I think he's right.
This
to
was
be
the most
upset.
I liked him. Again,
Yeah.
like I've liked him a lot more lately.
And it was just, I think everything was justified. He's really into her. I mean, he knew this was going to happen, but he can still be upset
But
about
still,
it.
it still hurts.
Yeah. And she didn't just say no. Like, well, actually, that was something I was going to ask you guys about. Do you think, because we were trying to analyze Julie's going after unavailable men, all this behavior, do you think this was the point, was to get caught with Noel? Maybe even subconsciously, so that she wouldn't have, because she still didn't have to say no to Sean. Sean found her kissing another guy. And she did it at the loft where they both live.
Yeah.
Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Sean could come home. I don't know. I started to wonder that this rewatch was like, was this her backwards way of
getting out of it?
Yeah, getting out of it and not having to confront
Yeah,
it.
possibly. Because like I said last time or a time before that, like the whole like I date guys and I don't break up with them, I wait till they break up with me kind of thing. So yeah, I mean that would totally fit her profile of avoidance and not wanting to deal with stuff because subconsciously for sure. Yeah. It's his goddamn place.
That makes
We,
sense.
Of
we
course
can
he
dive
can
into
walk
it
in
in
on
the,
her.
the later scene, but I had
Sure.
your voice in my head when I was
Oh.
watching that, and
I love hearing that.
her saying like, "Oh yeah, I wait for I just date them and wait for them to break up with me." That was in
Yeah.
my head later, so we can expand on that when they talk again.
Perfect.
Okay, so where was I?
Sluts. Just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, because Sean, Cafe des Sluts. Felicity comes back to the hotel room, even though she tried to still save her exam. Professor Morton was gone. Sean tells her that Julie kissed Noel. She's like, what? And Ben's like, oh, like, never mind. Don't worry about it. She's not bothered. So she goes to Ben and says that she's sorry she freaked out earlier. It wasn't his fault. He's like, yeah, but I still feel bad. And she's like, I'll still pass the class, but this is even better because now she knows for sure she didn't get the internship. So Felicity goes to take a shower, and while she's in there, Ben calls Al back at campus security. Sean again asks, is he still alive?
So mean.
I know, but then Ben again sweetly is like, would you stop saying that? Yeah.
That. Oh, I
And
loved him
then-
so much in this episode.
And Al was like, yeah, the kid with the goofy smile. Like, it was very sweet.
Aw. It is.
Yeah. So sweet.
And I like that the writers acknowledge that he has a goofy smile. It's cute. I like when
Mhm.
like the real person weaves its way into the script sometimes. So he asks Al for Professor Morton's phone number. Then we go to Epstein Bar, where Elena and Julie are chatting and feeling bad. Julie says she should have just said no to Sean from the start. Elena's like, yeah, I
think?
told ya. Like that Challengers t-shirt, what's her face?
Oh my god.
For the movie Challengers.
Yeah.
Zendaya, thank you, Jesus. That I told ya t-shirt that she wears. Like Elena should just wear that.
Yeah, she
Did
should.
you guys not see Challengers?
No, I didn't. And I don't want to
I
talk
did
about it.
not.
I don't want to get into it. Just listen.
Melissa, you too? It's a tennis movie. It's so good.
But,
Melissa
like, yeah.
was the Maria Sharapova of our high school. So on that note, yeah, Elena's like, I told you. Yeah, you should have said no to Sean from the start. And then Elena says that she feels like she's an evil person. But in the one bright spot of Julie, this episode says, you just want to have sex with your boyfriend. That's not a crime. She's like, in my opinion, you do it. Like, if you want to, go ahead. Elena's like, yeah, like, he's a grown-ass man. I don't need to protect him. So now Elena's like, all right, I'm going to go back and we're going to do it. Well, now we follow Ben
That's what
to
you
a
think.
Well, that's what she thinks, yeah. So now Ben goes to a restaurant where he finds Professor Morton. He approaches her dinner table and asks for a minute of her time and tells her that it was all his fault that Felicity missed her final today, that they just started dating, they were fooling around and lost track of time. And he's wants to appeal to like her nostalgic side and says, you know what that's like when you first start dating somebody and everything tastes better, everything looks better, and time just flies by. Well, that was him and Felicity. And that is my angsty away message of the week, which isn't super
nice.
angsty. It's more hopeful than angsty, but it's sweet.
That was. He's so brave.
And he
Mm.
did take all the blame, which I appreciate, even though he didn't need to.
Yep.
So he said that he just had to come by and make sure that he did everything he could to make sure she still has a shot at the internship. So Morton is grinning ear to ear. You can tell she's like tickled, like, oh, kids.
She's like, I'd miss the
young
final
love.
for him too.
Down,
She's
Dr.
like, I know
Joe, down.
exactly why
That's-
she didn't come here. She's like, A++, girl.
So Morton says to Ben, give this to Felicity, and hands him a note. So yeah, just really, really adorable and supportive that he would go and do everything
Gosh,
he
all
could
of that. Yes.
to make sure she gets this opportunity that could pull her away from him all summer.
That's amazing.
So then at the loft, Julie goes up to the loft of the loft where Sean sleeps and to talk to him. I never know what to call it. It's like his bedroom, but it doesn't have walls, so it's not really a room. But she tries to chit chat and then starts to say something. He's like, look, you don't have to explain anything. It's not like we were going out, like we had a date. He's like, we didn't even, we were about to have a date. He's like, look, if it were meant to be, it probably would have happened already. We live in the same apartment. And then she just says, I love you, right? And he's like, yeah. And so again, this is the scene where I was like, she really had to do nothing. Even here, before she even says anything, he stops her, is like, look, it's fine. You don't like me, whatever. She didn't even apologize. Like, I shouldn't have let you on. I should have just said no. Like, she didn't have to say anything to him. She got totally let off the hook. And so that's when my brain started, like, the wheels were turning. And I was like, was this whole thing, like, I know she did have a crunch on Noel anyway, but I was just like, doing that in the loft a day before the date, I just was like, was this the point? Maybe subconsciously.
Might could be.
So yeah, that's where my theory came from, because I was like, wow, she had to do nothing here to let him off the hook, or
Very
to let him
easy.
down or anything. Yeah.
I mean, props to him for being cool about it and not being like, because sometimes he gets in that really immature, like whiny, like you're supposed to be older than everybody else, but you're acting a million years younger. So at least he like was really cool about it and chill, and it wasn't like a whole big thing. So I was glad to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got off way easy.
I don't think she needed to say, you know, I love you, right? Like, that wasn't necessary.
It's the, can we be friends? It's bullshit. Yeah. I think she should have instead said, I'm really sorry. Like, I should have done better. If they're friends, she should have done better. So then Elena goes back to her apartment, and Tracy's still there. She's like, okay, good. Let's pick back up where we left off. But Tracy says, thank you for stopping things before. He's like, maybe it's just, you know, the rush of finals being done, or maybe he doesn't want to lose her because he knows she could have any guy that she wants. But he says when she walked out, it reminded him why he's not doing that yet. It showed that she cared. So they made up. But that, again, I'm like, well, if it showed that she, I don't know. I was perplexed by this explanation.
It would have been like last time where it's like, well, yeah, because I don't need him. That's why I can be with him.
Yeah.
That's like, because you didn't want to sleep with me. That's why I can sleep with you.
That's what I mean. It's like, yeah, so she does care about you. Maybe you don't have to be married to have that type of care for someone. I don't know. It was a weird explanation. I was confused. But yeah, I think he finally did like take the time and realize like, oh yeah, I'm just horned up right now because it's spring and almost summer. Yeah. Oh boy. Again, this seems doomed, but I'm happy for them. So then Noel goes to find Ruby, who's sitting on a bench, a park bench, I guess. So she says she wanted to say goodbye. Noel's like, look, that thing with Julie. She's like, it's not about the kiss with Julie, but actually it is about the kiss, because that is what you should be doing. You should be kissing girls and dating and having fun. And Ruby says she just doesn't fit into that world anymore. And she says the truth is, like, if she wasn't pregnant, they'd have a stupid fight about Julie. She'd forgive him. They'd go grab a bite and study and kiss. But she can't do that anymore. She has to go home. And she told Wade the same thing. So she's leaving tomorrow morning. And we get Ruby's song one last time for the two of them in the background.
I didn't hate it this time.
It was a little
didn't
upbeat.
Sound as
like
as whiny. It didn't sound as like melodramatic.
It was a little more like twinkly. If that's a word.
It didn't sound as annoying. So something, I don't know if I was just less annoyed or if it actually was different.
It was probably a different arrangement, yeah. So Noel says that he didn't want to lose her, and she feels the same. So he kisses her goodbye. It was a good one for a last kiss, and she walks away. I gotta say, I was very sad. I got a little teary-eyed when she was like, oh, if I weren't pregnant, like, we'd have a stupid fight, we'd grab a bite. Like, that is how all the episodes went in the beginning. You know, like, oh, we were joking, or, you know, we were fighting about the stupid test, like you wrote hi Noel on it. You know, like, there's so many stupid little fights, and they make up and everything would have been fine. So, yeah, I actually got a little teary on this one.
Yeah, it's sad.
So then back at the loft, Sean is in the bathroom flossing when Megan wants to use the bathroom. And there's a little like, there's a little like hate in their exchange, which was interesting. He was like, by the way, those cookies you made were incredible. Like, I don't know. It was an interesting dynamic. Like they hate each other kind of thing. Like, those cookies you made were incredible. I didn't know you were so talented. She's like, yeah, well, there's a lot you don't know about me. He's like, oh, is that so? She's like, is that a new shirt? It's like, why do you like it? She says, oh, this is so wrong. And they kiss me.
I love it. Not expecting
Yeah, I
that.
think I remember being shocked. Like, again, what a weird pairing up of these two, but
Yeah.
also funny.
But at least they kind of like lean into the weirdness of it and not
Yes.
try to play it off
Mhm.
like the Noel and Julie thing, like trying to play that off as legitimate. At least they're acknowledging like this is kind of bonkers town.
Mm-hmm. And they have a certain chemistry. Like, it's not like, oh, so sexy, but like they have a good back and forth chemistry. Like, again, there was like
Good
a little
rapport.
hate, like, he likes her cookies. And she's like, thinks he's cute. And when she was talking about the Sarah McLachlan, the way he was looking at her then was like, she's brilliant. I buy this. Like, I don't know. That was to me like the first signs that like there could be something between them in the future. In hindsight, of course. I didn't know at the time. So then Ben goes back to the hotel and Felicity's in a bubble bath, even though she said she was taking a shower, but I will forgive the plot hole. So
Damn.
he tells her that the good news is she can take her final, but she's got to write an essay. She can't take the test. So Felicity's just surprised, like, wait, what? You went where? You went where now? To whom? What did you do? How did this happen? So yeah, she's now working on this essay. And so her and Ben, we get a montage of them staying up all night, not making out at all, and working together to get her paper done. So she tells Sally that it wasn't the most romantic night, but it showed her that they could work together. And she thought it was funny that they worked all night so hard to get this paper done so that she could spend the summer away from him, which, yeah, is kind of funny. So Felicity talks to Professor Morton and then tells Ben that Morton loved the paper. And when Ben was like, that's our paper, like that was cute.
Oh my gosh.
That was so sweet.
That's our paper.
Oh my God.
And like, he doesn't try at school. So for him to like be proud of that paper that's hers, yeah, that was cute.
Oh my God. That was wonderful.
So she then tells Ben that Morton offered her the museum job. Ben says, that's great. So what are you going to do? And we have another big choice.
Of course. At least it's not the finale at that time. At least we can find out next time. Not have to wait a whole next season premiere kind of thing.
Yes, that is the big difference from season 1. Well, again, spoilers, but yeah, next we get the decision next episode. We don't have to wait, but I like that it's a parallel, but it's not, again, two guys. Like, I'm glad it's not Ben or Greg. Like, they didn't drag the Greg part of it out because, like, I'm done with that. I'm so over that. And I love that, yeah, freshman year, you're more immature. Not that, like, you're so mature as a sophomore, but, like, you're more mature and you're choosing between two guys. Sophomore year, she's grown a little more, and now she's choosing between a guy and, like, herself and her future, her career. And I really, really like that for sophomore year's decision.
It's a nice upgrade.
Melissa, did you have a how to spend moment? There's plenty to choose from.
Well, now that you reminded me that he said our paper, I love that. That was so sweet.
It's just so
I'm
easy.
sure you guys would choose.
It's the shirt,
something
the shirt
else.
tug for me.
Yeah.
That was super hot. The thing that I was most dazzled by was how easy he was to deal with, like how easy it was to be with him when he's just like so like no pressure about stuff. Like it just, I don't know what a better word than easy. It just was so comfortable to be with him. It seemed like he wasn't making things complicated. It's effortless. That sounds even better. Yes. Yeah. So charming.
So there we go. We're going to need a final answer next week. We don't know.
And a bigger spray bottle. We're going to need a bigger spray bottle.
Just get a bucket of water.
I know. We're just going to have to like sit inside like a little like, waiting pool. Yeah, exactly. Just so full of ice. It won't be icy for long. Full hose. Yep. A fire hydrant.
Well, what a great episode. I love finals. And I can't believe next time is the season 2 finale. We're going to be halfway done through the show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's wild.
Crazy. Well, any last thoughts?
Nothing appropriate for the air. No.
Said thoughts, not fantasies.
Ah, you got me.
Oh boy. Well, that'll do it. We'll talk to everyone next time. The biggest deal there is.
Bye.
Felicity Was Here is produced, written, and edited by Heather, Melissa, and Dr. Joe. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Felicity Was Here Pod. If you're enjoying the pod, please leave us a review and help us spread the word. We appreciate you and would love to hear from Felicity superfans like us. So send us your feedback, ask us your burning questions, or just say hey at felicitywasherepod@gmail.com. We may even read your note in a future episode.